We've all heard the powerful testimony of beyond the curtain of time, the glimpse of the first heaven, the overwhelming presence of perfect love, and the restoration of youth. But William Branham also saw something else. He saw a place that made him cry out for the souls of men, a place where memory never fades, where the presence of God is completely absent, and where at last it is forever too late. Today, we are not looking at the glory of the redeemed. We are looking at the horror of the lost. If you've ever wondered what truly happens when a soul rejects the gospel of Jesus Christ, then you need to hear this testimony. This is not just a story. It is a final warning. This must-watch testimony is divided into two parts. First, the events that led to his experience of hell. Second, the experience itself. Stay with me until the end, because there are two very important questions you must answer. Now, let's listen to his experience in hell. And remember, like, share, and subscribe.
And Jimmy let his gun go off and shot me through both legs, real close to me, with a shotgun. I was taken to the hospital, and they're laying there dying, no penicillin or nothing in those days. And they had a rubber sheet under me, and I know that night they was going to operate the next morning. They just took and cleaned off the wound, and big pieces of flesh blowed up, and they take scissors and cut it off, and I had to hold a man's hands, and they had Frankie Ike, he just recently committed suicide. And I had to pry my hands loose from his wrist. When they got through, I screamed and cried and holding on to his, like that, and then cutting that part of the leg off. I was 14 years old, just a boy. And that night, I tried to go to sleep, and I woke up, something splashed. And here was blood, nearly a half a gallon, I guess, had come from them veins. And they'd taken an x-ray, and they said the shot was laying so close to that artery on either side that just a little scratch would cut it right in two, and I started bleeding. Well, I thought, this is the end of me. And I put my hands down like this and raised it up, blood running down my hands. It was my own blood I was laying in. I rang the bell, the nurse came, and she just soaked it up with towel because there's nothing they could do. And the next morning, under those weakening conditions, they didn't give the blood transfusion in them days, so they operated on me, and they gave me ether. And the old ether, I guess you remember, it's the old anesthetic. And under that ether, when I came out, I was coming out of the ether after 8 hours. They had to give me so much they thought I wouldn't wake up. They couldn't get me awake. When I come out from under that ether, there's something happened to me there. I've always believed it to be a vision. Because I was so weak, they thought I was dying. She was crying. When I opened my eyes to look, I could hear her talking. And then I went back to sleep and woke up 2 or 3 times. And then I had a vision then. After the vision struck me and I was so weak, and I'd lost all that blood, and once I thought I was sinking into an endless eternity. Many of you have heard me tell this before. And sinking into an endless eternity. First I was going through like clouds, and then through darkness, and sinking on down, down, down. And the first thing you know, I got into the regions of the lost. And in there, I screamed. And I looked, and there just everything, there was no foundation to it. I could never stop falling. For eternity, it looked like I was going to fall. There's no stopping nowhere. And then, what a difference it was from the vision I had here not long ago of being in glory with the people. The contrast. But in this, as I was falling, I screamed for my daddy. Of course, being just a kid, that's what I would do. I screamed for my daddy. And my daddy wasn't there. And I screamed for my mother. Somebody catch me. There was no mother there. I was just going. And I screamed then to God. There was no God there. There was nothing there. And after a while, I heard the most mournful sound that I ever heard. And it was the awfulest feeling. There's no way even a literal burning fire would be a pleasure to the sight of what this was. Now, those visions has never been wrong. And it was just one of the most horrible feelings I ever had. And what did I heard? A noise sound like some kind of a haunted affair. And when it was, I looked coming, and it was women. And they had green stuff, you just see their face. And they had green stuff under their eyes, and their eyes looked like run back, like the women today paint their eyes. Run back like that, and just their eyes and face, and they were going, oh, 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 oh. Oh, my, I just screamed out, oh, God, have mercy upon me. Have mercy, oh, God, where are you? If you'll only let me go back and live, I promise you to be a good boy. Now, that's the only thing I could say. Now, God knows, and at the day of judgment, He'll judge me for that statement. That's what I said. Lord, God, let me go back, and I'll promise you I'll be a good boy. And when I got shot, I had told lies. I had done pretty everything there was to be done. Only one thing that I said, I might as well just clean it out while I'm right here now. And when I looked down and seen I was half blowed in two almost, I said, God, have mercy on me. You know I never did commit adultery. That's the only thing that I could say to God. I never accepted His pardon and all these things. I just could say I never did commit adultery. And then they'd taken me out there, and then in that I cried, God, be merciful to me. I'll be a good boy if you'll only let me go back. For I knew there was a God somewhere. And so help me, those wearied creatures all around, I'd just been a new arrival in the most hideous, horrible, ungodly feeling in that, look like great big eyes, the big eyelashes out like that, and run back like a cat, like back like this, and green stuff, and like it cankered or something. And they were going, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, what a feeling. Now then in a moment's time, I'd come back to natural life again. That thing has bothered me. I thought, oh, let it be that I'll never go to a place like that. No other human being will ever have to go to a place like that.
Ask yourself, what do you say about this vision? Does it truly align with the Bible? Where will you spend your eternity?